Hello and welcome to my channel. And today I'd like to talk about um, some set of rules that are really useful for playing uh, RPG systems such as D&D, Pathfinder, or any retro clone or OSR or what else. Uh, and these set of rules they come from Scarlet Heroes. And for those that do not know about Scarlet Heroes, it's a solo RPG system that has this mechanic that I will show soon, and this mechanic is easily adapted to any system, and it's a system created by Kevin Crawford. And in the past, I when I read through Scarlet Heroes, I just had an idea of getting this specific set of rules and adapt it to play basic fantasy with just one character. And recently, I think last week, I just discovered these that these rules actually are already published, and they are free. So there was no reason in the end to rewrite this set of rules. And this is what I would like to show you today. Um, and first, let me show you what are these set of rules. This is uh, a book called Black's Dreams Solo Heroes, written by Kevin Crawford, and this was actually made to be played by using Labyrinth Lord. And I will show you the content, but as you can see, you can get this for free in this link. And there is also, I didn't know about it, a Scarlet Heroes Quick Start that has all the rules, not only for this mechanic that I will show, but also every single rule that we have in Scarlet Heroes. The only thing that is not there are the tables. The tables are really useful, and if I'm not wrong, this is the only thing that is missing in this quick start. And as you can see, it's for free as well. So both books can be easily found on Drive-Thru RPG, and I'm going to put a link in the description of this video. So let me show you the PDFs. This is Blackstream, and it's only 10 pages, but the rules actually can be summarized into one single page. But here it's really good, because if you read through this book, you can see that actually, at least for me, when I thought about these rules, I was just considering playing solo. However, there are several situations that could happen. Maybe you have a group, and suddenly just one player is available during a session, so you can just play as a GM and one other player. Or maybe you would like to show a system to a colleague, a friend, and just one person, so you can use this set of rules as well. Of course, considering that the system is D&D-ish, right? And it says that if you play with just one character on Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or OSC or Basic Fantasy even, we have several issues that we could find. Hit points deplete too quickly. Yeah, in the player character perspective, you do not have too much HP, and yeah, sooner or later you're going to be dead. Maybe even in the first combat you might be dead if you do not have a group of heroes, if you just have one single character. And on the other hand, enemies don't die quickly enough. So this happens as well. You do not have too much damage to kill the enemies. Instant death and incapacitation effects can wipe out lone heroes. Really true. And lone heroes lack the wide range of skills and abilities possessed by the party. So everything here is true. And if you try to play any of these systems alone with just one character, you might have seen something like this. So basically, in order to fix this, Kevin Crawford, presents his set of rules. So the changes are basically in the damage dice, in the how you inflict damage, the healing, and define death, and experience enhancement. Some skills, some rules maybe are not very useful or in your system, but mostly most of them are, at least 4. The damage dice is the first one. Instead of causing damage by using the die of the weapon, d8 for a longsword for instance, you are going to reference the value that you roll into a table. And I'm going to show this very soon. And in order to inflict damage, actually PCs, they receive damage from this table directly to their hit points. However, the monsters, they do not have hit points. You only use their hit dice. So if you have a monster that has 3 hit dice and you cause 1 damage, you do not need to roll all hit dice in order to have the hit point. No, it's not necessary. Just roll the damage and apply it in their hit dice. So it's way easier. And there is a dice called Fray die as well that you can use for free damage in several creatures. And the healing as well. So I think I'm not going to read everything. The document, it's really small and it's free, so you can just find this. There is a rule for define death. Basically, if you are in a situation of the player character or is in a situation that he or she cannot get away easily, so you can just use this defy death, I would say, move, and then you can just get some damage and then you can flee from the hazard or from the combat or anything like this. So I'm going to just jump directly to the solo rule summary, because this is the table. So if you roll, for instance, 1d8 damage from your longsword and you get a 5, it means that you are going to afflict only 1 point of damage into the monster's hit dice. And the same, if the monster has a short sword, for instance, and roll d6 and get a 6, for instance, it means that the player character is going to suffer only 2 points of damage, however, to their hit points, not hit dice. And as I said, there is this Fray die, and Fray die is basically you use your class hit dice as an extra dice representing some extra combat maneuvers and smaller combat spells and so on that the player character might use during the battles and the combat. And you can only use these die to inflict free damage to creatures that have the same amount of hit dice as your level or less. So more powerful creatures, they cannot be affected by this free damage die. However, magic users that only has a d4, they can use their hit dice freely to cause additional damage to any kind of creature, regardless the amount of hit dice. And yeah, this set of rules, they make the single character more powerful, definitely. And this is the intention, but it doesn't mean that the game is going to be easier. Because if you see, and I just tested it briefly, it's basically if you have a hero by using these rules is basically a group of 3 people, you could say. And why I say that? Because all extra damage from this table or even from the Fray die, the Fray die actually used the table as well as a reference, but if you have, for instance, 3 goblins, and if you inflict 3 damage, like 2 damage, for instance, or 4 damage, you can just get all the remaining damage and kill all of them at once. Or even if you do not kill them, but you can inflict damage in all enemies that are surrounding you, if you are able to reach them, of course. So you can just, with one swing of your sword, inflict 2 points of damage, and if it's 2 goblins in front of you, they both are going to be dead. And Define Death as well is really useful in situations that it's really difficult to live by using just one character. But in the end, if you use this very often, you will see that the player character is going to be dead really soon. Yeah, so a little bit more complete is the Scarlet Heroes Quick Start Edition. As I said, everything is here. The only thing that's missing is the last chapter, is solo rules or solo tables, and the other things are here. Even the setting is here. So if you do not have any specific Dungeons and Dragons rules or Pathfinder, or for some reason you don't want to use them, you can just use these rules directly from Scarlet Heroes, and you can play your game. And I would say that in the end, that's all that I want to share with you, and I hope you like it. And I'm going to put the link as well for both of these books in the description, and I hope it helps you on playing solo or with just one single character. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.